Benz Hui, one of Hong Kong's most beloved and respected actors, has passed away at the age of 76, leaving behind a remarkable legacy that spans more than 5 decades of dedication to his craft. Known for his warmth, humility, and extraordinary range as a performer, Hui's passing marks the end of an era in Hong Kong entertainment, a chapter that helped define the golden age of both film and television across Asia. His death was announced by his family through his close friend and longtime confidant, Hong Kong television host Maria Luisa Leitao. In an emotional statement shared with the media, Leitao confirmed that Benz Hui, whose real name was Hui Shu Hung, died in the early hours of October 28th due to multiple organ failure brought on by cancer. His loved ones were reportedly by his side during his final moments, offering comfort, prayers, and gratitude for the life he had lived. In the days leading up to his death, concern had already spread across Hong Kong and beyond. On October 27, Hong Kong media outlet Singtao Headline reported that Hui had been hospitalized and was in critical condition. News of his declining health quickly circulated through the entertainment industry, drawing a steady stream of visitors to the hospital. It was a powerful reminder of how deeply respected and loved Hui was, not only by fans but also by his peers, many of whom regarded him as a mentor, a father figure, and a symbol of perseverance in the challenging world of show business. More than 20 well-known figures from the industry came to see him during those final days. Among them were actor Michael Mew and his actress wife Jaime Chick, a couple Hui had shared countless memories with both on and off screen. Also present were actor Edwin Siu and his wife, actress Priscilla Wong, who had often spoken publicly about how Hui's professionalism and kindness had inspired them. Another close friend, actor Raymond Wong, came with his wife, stylist Kaka Mok, to offer their final respects. Actress Alice Fung, who visited the hospital on the evening of October 27, shared a touching account of her final moments with Hui. Speaking softly to the press afterward, she revealed that although Hui was using an oxygen machine and appeared weak, he was still conscious and could hear her voice. "When I called his name," she said, fighting back tears, "he opened his eyes slightly. He knew I was there. That's the kind of man he was, always aware, always present, even in pain." One of the most emotional visits came from actress Charmaine She, a household name in Hong Kong and one of Hui's most frequent co-stars. She had worked with him in several acclaimed TV dramas, including You're Hired, 2009, Line Walker, and most recently, Themis, 2024. Upon hearing of his deteriorating condition, She immediately canceled a business trip to Beijing and flew from Macau to Hong Kong to see him. "He was like a father to me in this industry," she said in a later interview. "He taught me how to be grounded, how to stay real, and how to act from the heart. There are so few people like him left." Hong Kong movie legend Chow Yun-fat, who shared the screen with Hui in the iconic television drama The Good, The Bad and the Ugly, 1979-1980, also paid a private visit early on October 28th, dressed solemnly in black. Chow, known for his humility and reserved nature, was visibly emotional as he left the hospital, telling reporters that Hui's passing was a tremendous loss not only for the industry, but for everyone who grew up watching his work. "He was the soul of many of our productions," Chow said quietly. "He didn't just act, he lived every role." Benz Hui's career reads like a timeline of Hong Kong entertainment history itself. Beginning his journey in the late 1960s, Hui initially played minor and supporting roles, but his charisma, distinctive voice, and impeccable timing soon made him a favorite among directors and audiences alike. Over the years, he became affectionately known as the King of Supporting Actors, a title that carried more honor than irony, for Hui's supporting roles often outshone the leads. His performances brought humanity and authenticity to every story he touched, no matter how small the role. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Hui became a staple in TVB productions, appearing in an array of dramas that helped define the golden age of Hong Kong television. From The Final Combat, 1989, to Golden Faith, 2001, his portrayals ranged from stern father figures to comic relief, from loyal mentors to cunning villains. But it was his natural charm and emotional depth that made him stand out in every role. He possessed that rare quality of being instantly recognizable, yet endlessly versatile, a hallmark of true artistry. In more recent years, Hui's portrayal of Foon-Hae Gore, Brother Foon-Hae, in the Line Walker series 2014-2020 revitalized his career and introduced him to a new generation of fans. The character, a clever and enigmatic triad leader with a strong moral compass, became one of the most beloved roles in Hong Kong drama history. Fans affectionately began calling Hui by his character's name, often addressing him as Foon-Hae Gore whenever they saw him in public. It was a nickname he carried with pride, often saying in interviews that the character reminded him of his own life philosophy: never forget where you came from, and always protect those who stand by you. Despite his fame, Hui remained one of the most down-to-earth figures in Hong Kong entertainment. Colleagues often described him as humble and approachable, someone who treated everyone, whether a veteran actor or a new production assistant, with the same respect. On set, he was known for his calm demeanor, his professionalism, and his habit of cracking jokes to ease tension during long shooting hours. "He was everyone's favorite uncle," one crew member once said. "He made us laugh even when things got stressful." Off-screen, Hui was a devoted family man. He met his wife, Anjali Leung, at a casual gathering among friends in the early 1990s. Their connection was immediate, grounded in shared values of kindness and humor. They married in 1992, and 5 years later, at the age of 49, Hui became a father for the first time when their daughter, Charmaine Hui, was born. In interviews, he often spoke about how fatherhood changed him, softening his edges and giving him a renewed sense of purpose. "When I held her for the first time," he once said, "I realized that all the awards and recognition in the world mean nothing compared to family." As his daughter grew up, Hui began to scale back his acting commitments, choosing instead to spend more time at home. In the late 2010s, he moved to Singapore with his family to enjoy a slower, more peaceful life away from the spotlight. He continued to act occasionally, often returning to Hong Kong for select projects that held personal meaning. "Acting is in my blood," he once told an interviewer. "But I also want to live. I want to cook breakfast with my wife, walk my daughter to school, and sit by the beach doing nothing for a while." Even in semi-retirement, Hui remained a cherished figure in both Hong Kong and Singapore. Fans would often spot him in local restaurants or parks, taking photos and chatting with admirers without hesitation. His humility made him all the more beloved. He never saw himself as a star, only as a working actor lucky enough to do what he loved for a living. When news of his hospitalization broke, social media was flooded with messages of concern, prayers, and heartfelt tributes. Fans shared clips from his most iconic performances, from tear-jerking scenes in Golden Faith to his wise and playful moments in Line Walker. Many wrote personal messages describing how his performances had comforted them during difficult times or inspired them to pursue acting themselves.